Yes. And for those of you who are thinking about going, talk to anybody, because, I mean, any of us who've gone, we'll be glad to tell you anything. Oh, yes, and Andrea has a poster. She's going to show you some.
I made a poster of some of the pictures that I took while we were there. Walgreens. They're pretty awesome with the picture thing. But, yeah, no, it was really awesome. There you go.
So yeah, we'd be glad to answer questions about anything, and yeah, it was spectacular. And you come back with stories and connections, and you know we're always going to have these things as a group. And anybody who's been can tell you that it's phenomenal experience. So
what did you study?
Wait, did we study? Actually, that was. I sat in on the classes as an observer because I didn't want to miss that opportunity. Because as a literature person, to get to sit and hear Ezra Pound's daughter talk about the cantos was a once-in-a-lifetime kind of experience. And the first day in class when she started reading from the cantos, I was glad I was sitting in the corner and not in the circle of the table because I was sort of weeping quietly over here. So we studied the cantos with Mary. And then Cito's two classes are the agroarchaeology class where he talks about the Tyrolean culture and how those varying things developed food and tools and things in that area. And then Saints and Heroes, which is the iconography of the Middle Ages. So in other words, you went around and looked at frescoes and carvings and talked about saints and their attributes.
Had to remember all of them.
Had to remember all of them. So we got to but actually, that was a really cool thing though, because the students, I think, you know, sometimes in class it was sort of like, oh my gosh. But then you'd go places, and after you'd done that for a while and he had pointed out things to you, everybody could walk through a church and go, oh look, there's so-and-so, you know, that saint's holding this, so that must mean he's so-and-so, you know. And so we knew those things, you knew those things. Now, of course, we all still sort of have a little bit of a twitch reaction when we hear the word binding. Because there were certain words that Cito used over and over again in class that we got to the point it was just like, you know, Pavlovian or something. But, and then there's the class that's taught by the professor that goes. And so for us, since I'm an English person, we did the Italian experience in literature. And so all the pieces that we read were different genres that are set in Italian settings. And then Mihi teaches a one-credit course in local current culture and history and in crash German. And so that was it's 13 hours. Are there any other questions?
How close was the train you guys talked about, hitting the train?
The train?
You have to ride the bus to get to the train?
You have to walk to the Dorf Tirol bus stop, which is about 10 minutes uphill, and then you take that bus for about 15 to 20 minutes to Meran, and then you get the train in Meran. And from Meran, you go usually to Bolzano to get the main train hub is there. So the train goes anywhere from Bolzano, but you have to get to there.
Or just a nice hour and a half stroll.
Yeah, or you can just walk. Actually, you do. I mean, we walk to Meran a lot, believe it or not. I mean, that sounds, I mean, if you had told me I was going to be doing that, I wouldn't have, I'd be like, yeah, right. But we walked there a good bit because it, in some ways, was faster and easier at times than to try to do the whole train bus schedule. It's to just walk it, even in the middle of the night.
Did you do that at 2 in the morning?
I did it, yeah. I'm getting too old for this stuff. We discovered that there is a fairly cheap bus that goes from Meran to Munich for like €25, but it leaves at 4:30 in the morning, and you have to walk to Meran to get it. So at the beginning of fall break, I did that because I was meeting my mom in Munich. She was coming in on the plane there, and so that was my one time that I got up at like 3:30 in the morning and walked to Meran so I could ride to the night bus to Munich. But yeah, but you walk a lot. It's a very, very. I didn't worry about getting exercise while I was there.
That hill from the castle is something.
That is a killer.
Is that bench still there, Betsy? Is that little bench? Is the bench
part
way up?
You would think a castle would be on top of a hill, but actually the castle is you know, like the castle's here and Dorf Tirol is up here, so you have to walk up the hill to get to Dorf Tirol. And the first day you walk it, you know, it's like we were all like, you know, it was like, this is never going to happen. And of course, by the time you leave, you're going, hey, look at me, I'm walking up. Hey, I'm not even going to stop on that bench.
I like to hold on to Dendy's backpack and just have her drive me up.
So yeah, it's amazing how you eventually do build up some muscle.
I like how Mary before class said, oh,
Yeah, that's the thing. Mary is 86, and she walks up to the village almost every day, so it's really embarrassing if you can't walk up to the village, so.
Then there's all the old German tourist people who come and they like are passing their walking sticks and you're just like strolling along, no big deal.
Yeah, you'd be amazed all the ways I tried to figure out how not to like breathe really deeply when they pass me. You know, I'd be like, and then they come in. I didn't want to feel
I
bad.
like to walk slow.
All right, any other questions?
What faculty is going?
No, that's not really been decided yet. We will know soon.
And also, I have a handout of frequently asked questions about the trip for anybody who's interested in going. And I'll just put it on that table there.
So,
It's a really great
spread the
trip.
word, yeah.
Yeah.
Do it.
You won't regret it.
All of us are ready to go back right now. If we
Yes.
disappear someday, you'll know that we just decided that was it. Let's go back.
Bondage jacket holds on.
All right, thank you all very much.